Get ready to sit back, relax, and open your mind. Welcome to Thinking Deeply with Dudes and Beer.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 14.5 of Thinking Deeply with Dudes and Beer. It's kind of a half episode. I decided to do something live. I'm literally here in the prep room, the surgery prep room at Seton North in Austin, Texas, getting ready to go and meet my wife, who is presently having a spinal done, to give a C-section birth to my child, Dalbus. And, you know, it's really a mind trip, man. Like I haven't been able to fully process things over the last 8-9 months since we found out we were pregnant, and I got very, very excited. I've just been completely enthralled with trying to get life ready. For a life that, I don't know. I guess I didn't take time for myself to prepare. And, you know, I guess I prepared the best way I could. We'll figure it out.
Hi.
Hello.
They're not ready for you just yet.
That's okay. That's perfectly fine if they are not ready for me just yet. No issues whatsoever. Alrighty. And that was the nurse coming in to tell me that they are not quite ready for Dad yet. They're just getting ready for me, which is good. Gives us a few more minutes together. And I know that this is going to be a crazy short episode. It's going to be wild, but I just had to get it out there. You know, I really had to wrap my brain around it, and the fact that we too are about to be 3, and what it is to I guess, usher this life into the world, to be a part of it, to be a shepherd for it, a steward for it, to be there to guide him the best way I know how, with the most knowledge and wisdom that I have, which ain't a whole lot, folks, but there's a little bit there. I'm literally standing in my scrubs right now, getting ready to go out and do this thing, and it's just... Yeah, it's really just kind of blown my mind. That's the only way I can express it. And, you know, in preparation for everything, I've done a lot to prepare, I guess, my environment, myself, to try and prepare my family, to try and get as much of my house in order, so to speak, as possible for this stuff. You know, there's only so much you can do. It's like I was telling my Aunt Kathy last night. Like, I haven't taken a lot of time to process these emotions because I feel like it was putting a lot onto the situation without the situation actually being there yet, you know? And I try not to think about worst case scenarios. Like, sure, I've got a plan for them, but I've got a plan, and I'm not going to put a whole lot more energy into them. That's just the way that works for me. And yeah, you know, it's a blessing. It's a huge, huge blessing to my life and to my family right now. And I'm just trying to wrap my head around it and trying to understand that here in about literally about 30-40 minutes, as soon as this local takes effect on my wife, as soon as the spinal takes effect, about 30 minutes later, we will have a baby in our arms. And the whole world will be different for the rest of our life. Like, it's different than getting married, folks. You think marriage is a life change. The stewardship of a life for a lifetime is an extreme decision. It's an extreme decision to make. It's a hard decision to make. On any front of that, and to have made it, to have made that leap, together, to have made that educated decision together that this is what we want, is a beautiful thing. That's the one thing that I have to thank more than anything else is my loving wife Amy, and the fact that we have a fully open relationship. We talk about everything. We talk about our dreams, our failures, our ambitions, our fallbacks. And we've both taken a lot of time to sit back and kind of talk with each other, kind of get a little bit more into each other's heads and be like, hey, this is one thing that's driven me crazy about you for a little while. And I love you, but this is for the best. Why don't we figure out what drives us crazy about each other and try to fix that? Try to just get that out of the way before we have another life going on and involved in this situation, And it's just strange. It's odd. And I'm like I said, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I'm still trying to figure it out. Amy and I sat down the other night and really, really talked about stuff in a really deep way, and y'all will get to hear that coming up later today, stuff like that. But yeah, man, to be sitting back and thinking that, because it's 9 months, man. It's a year, and of course, at the age of 41, a year is nothing. I try to explain that to people whenever I'm like, you have to have a year-long goal for your project, and they're like, oh my God, a year. And I'm like, dude, if you think a year is a long time to get a project off the ground, then you need to reconsider being part of a project. And it's the same way with a kid. Like, if you think a year is a long time, you need to rethink something, because this is a lifetime. And, preparing yourself for that, trying to get yourself mentally and spiritually ready for that, is not the most easy thing in the world, folks. It really isn't. I will admit I've done a lot of denial over the last 9 months. I've done a lot of the let me think about that later, because, like I said, that's just how it is. So, still not. Didn't think they were ready for that. So, yeah, it's one of those that trying to figure it out, trying to suss it out is a little bit different. It's not necessarily confusing, but befuddling. So, when you are up against this, when you are making this decision, pray on it. Pray on it. This is one of those moments in life where there are no atheists in foxholes. I don't really care who you are. I think if you're in this situation, you're gonna take a knee. You're gonna take a pause for the cause real quick, and you're gonna talk to something bigger than you, whether it's the tree outside or the universe or God as you know it, what have you. These are the moments where you really, really realize that there is something greater than yourself going on in the world. And those are the times that you have to gather yourself and you have to think about where you're going, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and while you're doing it. Because you can't stop progress in order to do that. You've got to do it while you're welcome. You've got to do it while you have time, but you also have to make time to do it. And it's a concerted effort, and that's what the effort of life is. That's what the effort of fatherhood is. That's what the effort of motherhood is and parenthood. And I guess that I've been mulling it over, don't get me wrong. Whenever I tell people that I haven't been thinking a whole lot about it, it's not that I haven't been thinking about it. I mean, believe me, I've been thinking about it. I mull it over quite a bit. I just don't put a lot of energy into the negativity. As you all hear all the time on Thinking Deeply, I don't believe in the negative. I know it exists and it's there, but the problem is a negative force has twice as much power as a positive force in physics. So if you put negativity out there, it's going to take twice as much positivity to get rid of that one part of negativity, which, believe it or not, is going to wear you out a whole lot more. Because putting out positive energy is a lot harder than negative. Negative is easy. It's easy to be negative. It's not easy to be positive. So I've been trying to be positive about things. I've been trying not to put a lot on this situation. I have been trying not to really cast a lot of aspersions on it, to really kind of let it happen organically and be there, be present in the moment when it's happening. Go to all the doctor's appointments, go see all the ultrasounds, and really experience that part of it without the coloration of everything else. And that's just been my experience. It's not for everybody, but I'm excited. I'm happy. I am enthralled with the fact that I am about to have a son in the world, and that I am going to get to pass on generational knowledge, that I'm going to get to teach him things, and I'm going to get to teach him how to solder. I'm going to get to let him take guitar lessons with my buddy Tom. That he's gonna get to hang around a theater with my wife as a kid and learn what that's like, and learn this whole passionate life thing that Amy and I live. That is such a blessing to us, that hopefully, we can instill in him, is a blessing to him as well. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't really intend to do this episode. I was just sitting here in the room by myself, and I was like, you know what? I got to get it out there, man. I got to do an episode. Like I haven't really talked to a whole lot of people. I think I sat out the other night while we did a pre-record of Dudes and Beer with Steven on the bed of his truck, drinking a beer and having a smoke. And I was like, dude, other than my wife, I've talked to nobody about this stuff, man. Nobody. And it's weird because I am a guarded person. I have very few people that I call capital F friend in life. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of business friends, but I don't have a lot of capital F friends. I don't have a lot of people who called me, who made time to call me and say, good luck tomorrow, man. That happened once yesterday. And it's not, it's not that my brother didn't text. It's not that my mom isn't in town. It's not that I don't know I'm not loved. It's that my whole life I've kept a very small circle of friends, a very small circle of influence. And for me, that's what's important. And to be able to pass that on, to be able to pass on the importance of friendships, the importance of good, healthy friendships, good, responsible meetings with people in life. It's great. I'm very, very much looking forward to fatherhood and to the opportunity. Am I scared? Sure. I got a lifetime of literal unknown quantitatives in front of me, and I don't like unknown quantitatives. I don't like dealing with unknown quantitatives. That's why I haven't dealt with a lot of these emotions over the last 9 months, because in anything that could happen is an unknown quantitative. Like, I know that the possibility is there, and I'm prepared for that possibility, but I'm not going to put a lot of interest or effort into the unknown quantitative that is going on. So on that note, everybody, I've literally got to get going. They're going to be coming for me here in about 2-3 minutes. And yeah, I'm literally having a baby here in like 20 minutes. This is happening. It is a real thing. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Stay tuned later today. We do have a pre-released episode coming up that is Amy and I talking about kind of the same thing, but how we did it as a couple, how we've prepared for this as a couple. So a little bit different, but I just wanted to kind of have this as a chronicle as to what I was feeling the moments before my child came into the world. Like, my child is coming into the world, man. And that just, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Here in just a few minutes, I'm going to be holding a life in my hands. And I will be stewarding that life for the rest of its life. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, folks. So, on that note, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to this installment of Thinking Deeply with Dudes and Beer. Tune in next time for more deep introspection, contemplative thought, and general musings on humanity and life, right here on Thinking Deeply with Dudes and Beer. Like what you heard? Feel free to tune into the other content by Dudes and Beer on dudesandbeer.com. Our content is also available on the Spreaker market, as well as SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and your favorite podcast app. Dudes and Beer is a proud member of the Revolution Digital Group family of podcasts. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. And until next time, drink responsibly.